a complete psychotic timeline that we've arrived at. Sometimes I think to myself, like, I have said that I don't have that kind of motion. And I don't believe that I have this kind of motion. Okay? But I think my ops greatly overestimate the kind of motion that I actually have. Now, the reason why I say this is because I don't think the vice president should know who the fuck I am at all. I'm a Twitch streamer, okay? I'm a goddamn Twitch streamer. So the fact that, like, as a goddamn Twitch streamer, this is the level of motion that I have. This is the level of like, this is the kind of shit that the vice president is saying, okay, okay, no, Kaya. No, daddy's streaming right now. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. You are crazy. Congrats on your appointment as the new head of the DHS. Yeah, I know. That's what it is. No trife is too insignificant for their attention. It's just like, what is she doing? No, she just walks up and like starts butting me with her nose and is like, come on, give me attention. I'm not surprised he knew you or said it. He would literally be a must reply guy if he didn't eat Donald Trump's feces directly out of his asshole. I know. Mexico's Morena party was just a streamer. That's not true. Streaming is a medium that is obviously important. Okay. Jon Stewart kind of mentioned you and I freaked. Wait, really? What did he say? Brother, the New York Times features you weekly. You have motion? I guess. Elon Musk talks about you. Vice President talks about you. You're bigger than you think you are. I'm me. I don't think like this. I don't see it. It's kind of like my height, right? When I walk around, I don't think that I'm taller than people until I see myself in a photo with other people, okay? So I don't think that I am at a level where Elon Musk, the wealthiest person on the planet, should be seriously considering what I do in my day-to-day every single day. I do not think that the vice president should be talking about whatever kind of fucking drama I found myself in. Bad analogy? No, I'm serious. Like, I don't think about it like that. Dude, think about it. Okay? You have your own world experiences and the like outside interactions that you have with other people in the wild don't match up the way you see yourself. I don't see myself as that significant of a fixture of American politics. But I guess they do. Shit you do makes global news, whether you're not. You realize it, brother. You got motion now, whether you want to have it or not. I know. I don't like the spotlight, I will say. I don't appreciate it. I wish I could go back to just like doing fart memes and talking about politics in my little corner of the internet without like this microscope on me at all times, constantly in the least charitable way, trying to find different ways of saying that I'm a bad person. It just sucks. And it's, I mean, woe is me, right? It doesn't fucking matter, but it is a crazy situation to fucking be in. It is a crazy situation to be in. And I think it's a time of the times. No, not a time of the times. It's a way to describe how fucked up the times are. Like, it should not be the case. Alex Jones shouldn't have this kind of motion. I shouldn't have this kind of motion. It's a sign of the times. I said time of the times. My brain is so busted. Okay? Didn't you want to reach as many people as possible? Yes. But with charitability. And this kind of stuff obviously significantly hampers that. This kind of stuff obviously significantly hampers that kind of charitability that I could have in my outreach. Is a dog of a dog? Yeah. We'll talk about Kat Abu Ghazali. Are you really comparing yourself to the king, Alex Jones? No, I would never. But that is where the fuck we're at, dude. That is where we're at. You really made me like the socialist Democrat movement in the younger generation as a Gen Z, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Get your friends on board too. I feel like you getting mentioned more by prominent people started with Stavy Baby. Wait, what? Stavros himself was not like a prominent figure when I first had him on the stream. Neither of us were. We were just like doing our own thing. That's Stavros is my friend. Like he is now a person that gets to act in like award-winning directors' movies alongside like Oscar nominees and Oscar winners and shit. But like, it's not like this has happened over the course of the last like 6 years. They have Steve Bannon and fucking Dr. Oz. It's not wild that you're their target. You've said it before. This is the podcast presidency. I know. I wish it wasn't. Okay? I really, really wish it wasn't. John DeLillo says, drawing a firm line of the sand here. The vice president of the United States should not know about fake Twitch streamer drama. Exactly. And I agree with that. We're obviously going to watch this real quick. J.D. Vance went on a podcast that has no views whatsoever. And on the fucking podcast, he has some choice words. He brought up the Kayagate, Dogtober 7, Shocktober 7 controversy on Pod Force One. I don't even know who the fuck this podcast is. And the podcast setup is so silly that it unironically feels like it was it just felt like it was AI when I first saw it. But let's take a look at what he had to say.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No. Not like HasanAbiSquire. No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So
J.D. Vance has done spot training for his own dog. So he knows that it is not an abusive practice. And yet he is still leaning into this fucking idea that I'm like abusing my dog, which is crazy. Because, hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, shot her puppy point blank, ISIS execution style, and then threw the puppy's body in a goddamn landfill in front of construction workers. And the only reason why we know about it is because she wrote about it in her book. What is happening? It is so transparent that these people not only do not give a shit about animal welfare, they don't give a shit about human welfare either. Because remember, this is the vice president we're talking about. The vice president of the United States is talking about Reddit, Twitter drama while we're at the precipice of 40 million American citizens losing their SNAP benefits, as in 40 million Americans are about to starve. Okay? 40 million Americans are about to starve in 2 days because the administration does not want to use the existing $6 billion that they have in their contingency funds to keep giving money to people. They are going to go to food banks, which will not be able to make up for the lack of SNAP benefits that they get. These are some of the most underserved people in the country. Many of them work. Many of them, even larger numbers, can't not work. As a matter of fact, they have dependents. They have children with WIC. And J.D. Vance is over here as the government is fucking shut down talking about this shit. It blows my mind, dude. It blows my mind. I cannot believe that this is where we're at. Department of Homeland Security Secretary, once again, literally killed her puppy. Point blank executed her puppy, dumped his body in the landfill. None of these people care about animal welfare. The administration is shutting off 40 million people's SNAP benefits because they simply don't want to fund it. They simply want to make people suffer. Okay? They don't even care about human welfare. And this is what he's talking about. What will it take for Americans? What will it take for Americans to realize that this is clearly another cycle of distraction? These people do not care about you. They do not care about their own voters. Because remember, the reason why the government is shut down to begin with is because the Democrats are not funding the CR because they want to make sure that the Republicans come back to the table. This is the only point of leverage that the Democrats have. They want the Republicans to come back to the table and fund the ACA subsidies so that their own voters, Republican voters in rural ass places, still get some semblance of subsidies when they're paying for their health care. Okay? That is the argument here. Democrats want to fund healthcare, and Republicans are dangling the starvation of 40 million Americans in an effort not to fund healthcare. What is going on? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. It's incredible. It's one of the ways we really sort of test people is
yes.
if Atlas responds well to them, if they like Atlas, we know.
And by the way, the dumbest people on the planet still in this chat will turn around and say, "Bro is deflecting." Brother, there is no deflection. She's right there. Okay, you're fucking stupid. I can't entertain your hallucinations. But beyond the hallucinations that you're engaging in, please recognize that your parents, your grandparents that rely on SNAP subsidies are going to fucking starve, okay? Wake up! Like, that's what I mean. That's what's so crazy about this. Like, first of all, it's not even a deflection. You're talking about a fucking vice president that also has spot trained with the police command their own dog. So he knows what that is. He knows that that's not an abusive practice at all. Many people don't. Okay, many people don't understand it. The very fact that J.D. Vance knows what that is, knows his own Department of Homeland Security secretary shot and killed her own puppy, means that they don't give a fuck about any of this shit. Or he's just straight up saying, yeah, we want a bad person, a sociopath. Hasan, please don't go with the ticket saying it's not abusive. You're going to get clipped, please. I mean, what can I say? What he is, the vice president is comparing me to a serial killer here in this clip, even though his own dog has also gotten spot training as well. Like, knows the place command as well.
Yeah, they're good people, but you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they.
Yeah. I don't even disagree with that take, except I'm not really bad to animals. I love animals. I care about animal welfare a lot more than fucking J.D. Vance does. In any case, that's where we're at. This is the New York Post's podcast, apparently. I didn't even know. But J.D. Vance saying that while his own DHS secretary, the same podcast and interview, spoke with Kristi Noem about her dog. By the way, bland segment overall, but she has spoken to Kristi Noem. Putting a puppy down as J.D. Vance talks about judging your character based on animal treatment. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Let's take a look.
And
And the
Yeah,
dog,
you learn lessons from
the
it.
dog was a danger, or you felt that it was going to be a dangerous
Yes.
dog. And
Yeah, the dog was actively killing animals for fun. Had been massacring, chickens, and then had tried to bite me and attack me. And from working all the time with animals like that, when and in our state and in states and across the country too, that is something that happens from time to time, and keeping children and people safe is incredibly important. When at that time we had little kiddos around every single day, in a hunting lodge we were operating, and people that I knew that I needed to take responsibility for the situation.
yeah, so I mean that's something I think farmers understand. People on the land understand.
That's crazy. That is crazy. It's just like, it's all politics, man. It's all politics. That's what it is.